Hello, everyone. Good morning. Please, can you all hear me? If you can hear me, just type it on the chat box. Let me know. Okay, good morning. Okay, we are actually just 8 minutes earlier. So by 11 a.m., we should be starting our session for today. But as part of our ritual, we'll be giving 5 minutes so we can have other participants join in, and then we can officially kickstart today's session. Thank you all so much for coming on board once again today. Good morning, everyone. For those just joining us, we are about to kickstart our session for today. And as part of our ritual, we are going to be giving in an extra 5 minutes so we can have other participants join in for today's session. So by 11:05, we would officially kickstart our session for today. Once again, welcome on board. Hello, everyone. Welcome on board. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we are going to be having a session on people management and leadership. I hope everyone can hear me. Please, can everyone hear me? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. We just have 1 more minute. I know I remembered saying we would be giving an extra 5 minutes. So that will be 11:05. So once 11:05, we would kickstart our session for today. So we just have 1 extra minute and then we can officially start our session. Thank you once again for joining us. And I'm sure it's going to be an amazing session with our facilitator today. All right, right about now, we will be starting our session. I hope everyone is excited to join in today. I hope everyone is excited to join in today. So today we're going to be having an amazing session with an amazing personality. Of course, as you can see on my screen, we will be having people management and leadership with our amazing facilitator, Lara Yekun. And as usual, I'm just going to give a brief introduction as to who Lara Yekun is, and then she can officially start take the floor and also share what she has for us for today. So I'm going to be sharing that right about now. All right, so we have Mrs. Omolara Yekun in our midst today, taking on our session, People Management and Leadership. Mrs. Omolara Yekun is a global HR leader, executive coach, mentor, international speaker, design thinking expert, and author who is well recognized for her immersed innovative contributions to the current trends and practices in the evolution of human resources management in Nigeria. She's currently a divisional director and is head of HR Food Commercial Division at Flummis of Nigeria PLC. As a highly respected HR thought leader, she has won several awards, including 2019 Talent Management Strategies, 100 Women B2B Thought Leadership, and second LinkedIn Top 10 Women Thought Leaders to follow in 2020. And she's also part of the 40 HR leaders in 2020 to follow in Nigeria by People Home. She's also a member of the International Coaching Federation USA and a Strength Cup with Gallup Strength in USA. Recently, she completed an executive education with Yale School of Management. Please help me welcome our facilitator for today, Mrs. Omolara Yekun. Hi. Incoming call from 0803. Hi. Good morning, Mrs. Omolara.
Hello, everyone. Confirm you can hear me, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now. Good morning, ma.
Morning. So I'm joining from two devices just in case my mouth is talking and I'm muted. I'm joining from another device. I don't know what's going on with my laptop this morning. But
Okay.
regardless, I'm here and I'm excited. We're going to be talking about an important topic, people, management, and leadership. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well. Thank you. I can see the chat room is blazing. It just shows
Yeah.
that everyone is excited. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on board and making our time for us as well.
Sure. Thank you. Okay, please can I ask that that you make my other name, you can make
Okay.
me a co-host as well. So because I intend to share from the other account that I have. So
Okay.
yes,
Your
that can
coach
be,
now.
so I can share my screen while I speak through my mobile device as I don't know what's going on this morning, but my laptop seems to be having some issues. Welcome everyone. I can see you. We have over 200 participants in the house. I hope you're all keeping well. Thanks for making our time to be part of this. Learning and development is critical for business owners and business leaders in the world of work that we're in now. It's really important that we make this session very interactive. I will not be doing justice to the topic if I don't get ample feedback, if I don't get the necessary conversation from every one of us so that we can learn from one another. Thank you so much, everyone. So I'll just go right ahead and then share my screen and we can have a healthy conversation. Please just confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. So we are discussing a very important topic today, people management and leadership. And you all agree with me that the greatest asset of any business is the people part. The business strategy, the business planning, all those can go. But what you really need to drive or sustain any business is the people element, which is really important. And you all agree with me that the people management part of any business can also be the toughest part of any business. But today, my role and my goal is just to walk you through when we talk about people management and leadership, right? Let's introduce that topic and let's set the expectations right from every one of us. Let's look at the current expectation in terms of people management. What does it really mean? From your company size, how should you manage people? What is the impact of your size of your company to the people that you have? And what are the critical pain points that we face as business owners and entrepreneurs when it comes to really managing people? Would like to hit, I would like us to share on that. Then how do we really understand people management? Yes, people remains the most important part of any organization, and yes, it can really be very complex, and it can drive down any organization. I'm sure we've all had our fair share of working with different people and our experiences. We've met very good people, and at the same time, we've met people that have left sour taste in our mouths. But when we talk about people management for business owners, where really does it even start from for us? And what are the different ways and styles and approach of managing people? We're in a world now where we have about 4 different generations in an organization, and yet we still have to manage people differently. I work in an organization where we have 4 generations. We have parents and kids, within the same organization. So how do we manage all of this? I will talk about that. And what's the framework? How can you go about managing that? Excuse me. We can't talk about people management and not emphasize leadership. The success of or sustainability of any business rests solely on its leadership. But yet, how many people are being taught to lead? But how do we do that? How can we manage How do we build leadership capabilities? We cannot talk about people management and not talk about performance management. Because if you run your organization, even if it's NGO, there's a cost that you want your company to achieve, right? So how do we go about that? So how do we perform people? How do we manage people and towards performance, right? How do we manage people towards performance? We'll talk about that. And then we'll look at a case study. And I believe that in the next 1.5 hours, we would have learned one or two things from this session. So that's just to summarize my outline for us this morning. I'll encourage us to make it really interactive. Use the chat room to share your comments and your thoughts. But before I start, right? So I like to ask us on the call, how long have you been running your business? What's the age of your business? How old is your business? Just put it in the chat room. Give me a sense of, 3 years. Okay, three, 1, good. 2 years, okay. 7 years, okay. Yeah, age of your business, 10 years. Fantastic. Wow, running a business in 10 years. Well done. Good, good, good. Okay. Okay, start up. Okay. Technically 3. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay. All right. Please keep it coming. Just to get a sense of the years that you've been managing your businesses. Okay, I can see 6. Fantastic. 11. Wow. Officially 2. Good one. Good one. Well done. Well done. Great job. Great job, everyone. I mean, I see a lot of businesses that have gone through COVID period. And for some people, it was during COVID that you birthed your business. So well done, everyone. 13 years. Awesome. Good job, everyone. Okay. Fantastic. So my next question to us, 6 months. Good. 6 months and still counting. Well done. Well done to everyone. You're doing well. I know it's not been easy, but you're on the right path. And I really want to applaud you for your journey so far. Awesome. Well done. So my next question to everyone is, what's your staff strength? How many people do you have working for you in your organization? Numbers, how many people do you have? 1 to 2, okay. I mean, okay, 10, 6. How many people do you have working for you? Just put the number of staff that you have. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 6, okay. Awesome, okay, 1, 2, 3, 5, okay, 6. Okay, number of people, 3 years, 3 people. I like that, 3, 3. Oh, okay, nice. Just 2 of us. Awesome. 10 staff. Okay. 8 staff. Just me. Okay. 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 Good. All right. Fantastic. Internship program. That's good. 13. Awesome. Okay. All right. So I'm yeah. I'm particularly happy that we have people working for us, because if it's one person or it's 10, 12, or 14,000 or whatsoever it is, the model and the approach to managing people is the same. You just need to look at different dynamics, to managing people. Okay. So my next question is, if you look at your revenue, as you can see on the screen, your revenue versus the number of staff that you have. Just type in good if your revenue is big and your staff is small. I'll just type in need more if your revenue is not so high and your staff strength is not so high. Good. So good if you feel that you have a healthy balance between your revenue and then the number of people working for you, just good. If you need more is if you feel your revenue is not there and your staff strength is not there. Okay, just to give me a sense of what we need. Okay, fantastic. Awesome, need more. Okay, good one. All right. Thanks everyone for typing in your responses. Okay. All right. So my next, this just to enable me get to understand, the audience and where we do need help more from. Okay. So my next question to us is, what is the biggest pain you've had with managing people in your organization. We will soon downsize. Wow. Okay. That means you need to right size. Fantastic. Need more, but financial restriction. Okay. Okay. So what's the biggest frustration you've had, from the people? What's your biggest frustration? Disloyalty. Wow. Competences, incompetences. Fantastic. Lateness, attitude, misunderstanding of simple instruction. Wow. That's it. Getting right people to work with, following guidelines. Is it not easy? Over sabi, production, lateness, marketing, okay. Incompetent, lateness. Excuse me. They want to pay for what they don't know. I too know. Resilience, wasting time, okay, lack of commitment, poor delivery, incompetence, financial management, wow, not understanding the vision and mission, fantastic, dishonesty, commitment, procrastination, lack of dedicated staff, poor responses, wow, not dedicated, procrastinate, unaccountability, yes, fantastic, wow, laziness, want to pay more, nonchalant. I can imagine that. Okay. Okay. Wow. Fantastic. Thanks so much, everyone. Difficult to control, insubordination, nonchalant, getting the right people to work with, disloyalty and lack of commitment. There's just so much of frustration that comes from managing people. Honestly, I can relate with everything, everyone has stated there. And that's the honest reality. Because sometimes they are just wondering, don't you just get it? How is it difficult to just get something done, within a time frame and all of those? Okay. Yeah, so improper bookkeeping. Yeah. Everyone, thank you so much. Stealing, honestly, lackadaisical attitude, lack of dedication. It's just a lot. And that comes with a lot of complexity with managing people. But guys, guess what? Whether we like it or not, we still need people to grow our businesses. Even if your business is small today, I do believe you have a long-term vision to grow your business. You still need people. You really do need people. So we are torn between needing people and then the people that you have, just frustrating you. But I have good news for you, that it's certainly possible for you to still manage people properly, build the right competence, and then get them to deliver in line with, with your expectations. Okay, I can't hear anything. It's from your side. Wow. Okay, so let's even start. Where is the starting point? Or should I speak louder? Oh, okay. All right. So people ask me to speak louder. Okay. I'm speaking louder. Confirm you can hear me now. Speaking louder. Okay. All right. So where does it even start from? When we talk about managing people, where do we start from? It starts from the business vision. If you can see this, this in front of you, can we stop here? Somebody is drawing on the screen. You need to stop the annotation on the screen. Sorry. There's annotation on the screen. Please, can admin just help us to manage that? So when it comes to managing people for your organization, first it starts from hiring people that understand the vision of your company. And that comes from how we paint the vision of the company to them, how we get them to see the vision, what the company wants to achieve. When we talk about the vision of the company, it's getting them to understand the purpose of the company. Why does your company exist? What is your company about? What is the impact your company wants to make? When people don't have clarity about the vision of the company, one, they see it as a job. Okay, I'm here to just do my job. My job is social media graphic designer. My job is just digital marketing. This is my KPI. This is my job description. This is my job. They see it as a job. It starts from us preaching the vision of the company to them. So if you run a creative agency, for instance, your business should have a vision and a mission. Everybody in your organization, even the gates man, should understand what that vision and mission is. Excuse me, let me cite an example. You run a creative agency, and your vision is to bring the best of creativity of product and brand to the world. And then somebody comes to intern with your company, and his role is just graphic designing. No, he needs to understand the vision and the mission of that company. He needs to understand the vision and the mission of the company, even though he's an intern, which is to bring the best of creatives of brands to the world. So that when he's doing his daily job, he understands it, that my job is not just my job description, but my job is to bring the best of creativity. This is the best of me that I'm bringing to the world. That way, it helps people to have a sense of inclusion and a sense of purpose and ownership. The missing piece is when we hire people to work for us, we assess their competencies, we assess their, their experiences, we assess, their abilities and their attributes to do the job. We don't assess their understanding of what the company is about. And that is where it should start from. Getting them to understand the vision on the mission of the company that they are working for. So it's just beyond coming to deliver their job. When people understand that, what it does for them is it helps them to feel vested emotionally. It's okay, I understand this and I understand my role. And there's an emotional connection with the company. Will this happen overnight? No. So it's not just a one-off session where we call people for interviews and then we tell them and we ask them and we tell them to go. No. Your processes every day, your interaction every day, your team meetings every day, should continually ring it in their head what we are about. And honestly, that is where it should start from. No matter how mundane their role, even if it's a cleaner, the cleaner must know that the environment has to represent the vision and the mission that we want, that our company is about. So there has to be strategy. Now, they need to, because of the level of people that is on their level of understanding, you need to be able to articulate and break it down for them. When they know that they are vested in it, they know that I have a part to play in this. That helps create that connection and that sense of purpose. That's where it starts from. So let's take it a notch higher. You're running a business today, no matter how young your business is. What is your plan on designing a structure that supports your business? Let's say, for instance, you run a leather making business where you make leather bags or you make leather shoes or ready to wear and all of those. You must be able to design your company in a way that, one, if I'm into leather making, I have tailors. I would need tailors. I would need people who source material for me. I would need procurement or inventory. So you need to clearly articulate what are the things, processes I need to have in place. That's where your organizational design comes from. Your processes, your system, your bookkeeping, all of those things have to be in place. Your finance, right? Your procurement, your raw material, your vendors, people that you work with, people that have input to your business. You have to have a clear picture of how that organization would look like, even if your company is still young today. This is because the world is created in systems. What do I mean? The world exists in systems. We have rainy season, right? We have dry season, we have morning, we have night, right? What am I saying? There's a system that the world has been created for orderliness. And until we realize that setting up systems in our businesses, we might not sustain or grow that business. It's a law. There has to be a system in place. Even our body is systemic. Your intestine is different from your liver, is different from your kidney, is different from your heart, is different from your hands. There has to be systems of coordination that your business must have. So you cannot say my business is young, I will do everything. Yes, one person can do it, don't get me wrong, but create systems of orderliness in your business. That is where your organizational design comes into play. Who handles procurement? Who does what? Your raw material sourcing, your finishing goods, your creatives, your design, your finance, your procurement, your marketing, your sales and marketing, your delivery, your distribution, your operation. Everything has to be systemic, even if it's one person that is going to be handling it. And that is where that's the next level to your business that you should have. Even up on the point of payment, your payment system, it has to be orderly. You know, when people want to, you go to your Instagram page, they reach out to you, they chat, they reach out to a number. And honestly, the beautiful part of it for young business owners and those who are who are on a journey already, digitalization has helped a lot of people to bring systems into their businesses. Technology has helped people to bring systems into their businesses. How are we leveraging it? How? That's the question. So we cannot overemphasize the importance of systems, right? Coordination in our businesses. Okay, I'd like to get a feedback from everyone. Can you hear me? Am I making sense? Just yes or no. Am I making sense? Yes or no. Am I making sense this morning? Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you. Yes. So the next level is having that system of coordination in your organization. No matter how small your business is, let there be orderliness and system. That is what makes your business to thrive. So that's second level. Third level is people management we are going, you know, but that one is top. Third level is now that you have your system in place for your business, what are the people that you need to handle it? What are the level of people you need to handle it? How many people do you need to handle what, do what, do what? I'll give you an example. You are selling gari, right? And then you're selling flavored gari. Okay, so I have a question. Not every business are educative to be systemic. I just gave an example. It depends on the kind of business you're doing. You have to be systemic. You have to be systemic. No, I don't believe that any business cannot be systemic. Even if you are selling kuli, there has to be a process of production. There has to be a process of buying raw material. There has to be a process of production. There has to be a process of selling and packaging. There has to be a process of selling. There's no business that does not have process. Even those people that are selling chips, people who are selling chips in traffic, there's a process to it. I have a friend, she makes plantain chips, and then she sells it to, and the guy sells in traffic for her. Can I shock you? She orders her banana outside Nigeria, Cotonou, so that's where she orders her banana from. So guys, don't let's have a mindset that not every business is educative to be systemic. That's a mindset, and that's not a mindset of success. Let's not have a mindset that some things is not possible. Some people say they can't hear me? Hello, can anyone hear me?
We can hear you clearly. I think it might be the
Okay.
network.
Okay, thank you. Fantastic. So please, I mean, as business leaders, don't say not every business is not educative to be orderly and systemic. I don't believe that. That's a mindset. That's a mindset. So you've created your system. Now identify people that can do the work that you have created. How many people do you need? For instance, if you run, so I have a friend who makes gari, flavored gari, fantastic gari, coconutty gari, right? And I was speaking with him around having everything in order. He's the production manager, he's the finance manager, he's the business development manager, he's everything. I had to ask him one day, you are complaining about this business, you will just kill yourself. Can you look at putting other systems in place and orders? I mean, you can't be everything. Yes, I understand that it's a small business, but even though it's a small business, how you lay your bed is how you lie on it now. So why don't you just lay the foundation of putting things in order? Yes, you cannot be alpha and omega. And I'm shaking some table, Abby. I'm shaking some table. It's okay. Let's shake the table and rearrange it. It's okay to start from a one-man squad. Don't get me wrong. But in your one-man squad, have your system in place. Have your system. But if you have a bigger vision for yourself and you have your system in place, you're able to just build on it. I know staff payment. Don't worry, we'll get to staff payment. Is it staff payment? That one, there's trick to it now. There's trick to staff payments. You can even put in, you can deploy technology. Some of these systems, there are softwares you can buy. There are softwares you can buy that arranges your accounting book, that arranges your inventory, right? That arranges your procurement. So we just need to look at how we can best optimize what works for your business. Businesses are in different stages, please. So understand what works for your business and get the best of what works for your business. But systems is important. Second is talent and supply. So talent and supply, I hear you. Let's talk a bit about how do we pay talent, payments. So let's even look at payments. So I understand that salaries are a challenge. Number one, look at roles that you can automate. What do I mean? If you have somebody who is in charge of your payments and collections, it's an added cost. You are right. Jafar, you're absolutely right. It's a cost. But look at that cost in terms of long term. It's a one-off cost at the moment, but it sustains your business. And compare that cost to people costs as well. Compare that cost to people costs. So you have a software who just runs all your accounting at the end of the month. And then you have an expert come who look at your balance sheet, your P&L, right? And then says, oh, your operating costs this year. Please share your screen. My screen is being shared. Please, my screen is being shared. Okay. So you just need to look at what works for your businesses. So, I mean, these are recommendations that I'm making. Please know what works for your business. Please. I'm not saying this is cast in stone, but they are professional recommendations. I mean, I've worked with a couple of young business owners. I also have a business that I manage, on my own. I can see the screen though. Can people still see my screen? People are saying I should reshare
The
my
screen is actually showing. I guess it's
screen.
their network.
Oh, okay. Okay, fantastic. Awesome. Okay, thanks. So let's look at these people, this talent planning and supply. So talent planning and supply basically means is getting talent for your job. How do you plan one and then getting? I mean, you plan your business and then you supply. So for instance, you need a raw material. You plan for your raw material for your business, and then you get suppliers to supply. So let's look at it in people's context, talent. You plan the number of people you need, and then how do you now supply it? That's what I mean by talent planning and supply. Having said that, look at the roles. Who can do this job? Number one. What's the level of skill that I have? Do I want to grow a young talent into this role, or I want to get an expert into this role, or I want to get somebody who will come to my business maybe once a month or twice a month to look at my accounting books, or I want someone that will come in certain days. What am I saying? For your talent supply, there are different options, and please look at what works for your business. You might not keep somebody working on your business every day. You can have them come in certain days of the week, and it's called what's the name of this employment? So it's called no, it's not fixed term. So we can have contract, we can have fixed term. It's called part-time. Yes. Part-time employment. No, it's not contracts. Yeah, no, it's not contracts. Contracts are you don't earn the full wages as fixed term. So part-time. Yes, thank you, Olayemi. Part-time employment. So look at what works for your business. Oh, salary is a lot, but I need you to work certain period. Yes, you can look at remote. Yes, you can look at remote. You can look at freelance. I'm happy that. Well, I'm not a fan of casual staff. No, so please, and I will not do casual staff. It's not illegal. Labor law doesn't support casualization of staff, please. So let's be guided. But there are they can do part-time, you can do full-time, you can do hybrid, you can do freelancing. Freelance is project. You just tell them to come certain project. Okay, for 2 weeks, do this for me. Another 2 weeks, do this. Yeah, so there are options of talent supply that you can work with. So that is important. It's also a function of the skills of talent that you're seeking as well for, to work with. What's the level of skill that you have? Then we'll talk about it's also a function of, okay, how can I use technology? Ad hoc staff, yes. Jumoke, you're right. Ad hoc staff. Okay, Clara wants me to differentiate between casual, part-time, and contract staff. Thank you, Clara, and I'll take that very quickly. When we talk about labor practices in Nigeria, the labor law encourages that we hire people as full-time employees. No, sorry, not full-time. We hire people are paid wages for the work they've done. So because based on the fact that people are paid wages for the work that they've done, there are different approaches to paying people wages. The first is full-time employee. When you give somebody a contract to say, come and work for me full-time, then that person is the full-time employee. When you give somebody a contract and it's part-time, you say, okay, work for me partly within this period to this period, within this period to this period. That's part-time employment. So you only pay them for the time that is allotted to working with you on a part-time basis. And of course, their salary is prorated based on the part-time as well. Then for casualization, I don't like casual. I mean, casualization is just you use somebody without full contracts, without paying them full benefits and all of those. No, it's illegal in Nigeria. People do contracts. Contract staff is that you have a contract period, as a contract staff to work under an organization. So there's a whole lot around that. You need to understand that when it comes to people within your organization. Okay, what's the name of the job you said you can call somebody to do for in or two? That's part-time. Part-time. It's part-time, it's freelance as well. What of intern? No, so intern is learning and development. So intern is okay. You can get an intern. An intern is somebody who wants to learn. They are on the job not because they have a lot of skills. They have very, minimal skill experience, but they want to learn. So they are interning. So interning is developmental. Okay. So I think you maybe might be the only person having that audio issue. Okay, so let's move very quickly. I'm enjoying this conversation. Thank you. Okay, so I have a question from someone, just so that we make it interactive as well. What of when people work in your farm for 2 days? What's that? So those are just, so if there's no contract, if there's no full contract to work in, those are seasonal workers. Those are seasonal workers. You call them in for a season. We call them seasonal workers. Call them in for a season. You give them necessary contracts. You work for this period, and after this period, you are asked to go. That is seasonal workers. So it's permissible under the law. Okay, very quickly. So we talked about talent supply. Look at what technology can do to reduce your, okay, speak a bit high, ma. Okay, I've been asked to speak a bit high. Okay, I hope you can hear me though. So everybody says that I was audible earlier. Okay, what about people work only when you need to make production? Yeah, that's seasonal. Yeah, that's seasonal workers, and that's part-time workers as well. I'm very audible. Thank you. Fantastic. So that's talking about talent planning and supply. Plan your talent, and then people come, and then they go. Okay. Now the fourth box, which for me I also find very interesting, is how do you now grow people? How do you grow people? So you plan your talent. I need people that can come hourly. Hourly is also part-time, yes, and fantastic. Hourly is part-time as well. Hourly is part-time. What are people come to harvest for? Those are seasonal workers. They are seasonal workers. People who come for a season. You pay them a stipend. And then they leave. Yes, that's Maria. Those are seasonal workers. Okay, so next is grow leaders. For those of us who now want to grow people within the business. Initially when I asked what's your biggest frustration with regards to people, I read a lot around lack of ownership, lack of responsibility, lack of accountability, lack of this, lack of, and that speaks to growing leadership and successors for our business. Every one of us wants our businesses to outlive us. And for that to happen, we need committed people. And between you and I, honestly, it's difficult to get committed people. But the good news is you can intentionally grow committed people as much as possible. You can have a process and a system in place where you are growing leaders. It depends on the size of your business. Some of them, you can give them books on leadership, as part of their training and developmental process. For some of them, you can ask them to take some learnings online and then come and share, responses with you. For some of them, you can give them projects, and say, I want to test and grow your leadership. So for some of them, it depends. So we just need to ensure that we create a system and an environment that can grow people. I'm coming somewhere, please. But people need to get a sense of growth within your business. I know some of us have, maids that work with us, and after a while, those maids feel, oh, there's no growth for me here. And sometimes we commit to say, okay, beyond just doing this maid job, come and be learning tailoring, come and be learning shoemaking and all of those. What that does for us, it gives those people a sense of growth. Will they stay committed at all times? No, and that's the honest truth. People will not always stay committed, but we need to create that environment where people can feel they can grow. where people can feel they can grow. Okay, there's a message from Victory, but can a business own run his business successfully with this kind of workers? I mean, it depends on the stage of your business. It depends on the size of your business as well. Okay. Okay. So in addition to that, so we need to look at what are the things we can put in place that can help us grow and identify people within our business. I remember I posted a story on LinkedIn. So I was having a chat with a senior friend who recently retired from his printing business. And I said to him, how were you able to identify a successor for your business, sir, to retire at a very young age? Well, when I said young, it was in his 60s or so. But you agree with me, somebody who is 60 is totally not old. And he said he was able to identify a successor in his business. I posted this on my LinkedIn page. For those of you on LinkedIn, you can read it up on LinkedIn. He said there was a guy he hired about 5 years ago as an accountant. But he observed that beyond being an accountant for his printing press, the guy was interested in other areas of the business. When sales was low, it was the one speaking with the sales and marketing team, giving them ideas. When employees joined the business, it was one always helping them to feel warm and welcome at home. He was doing more and beyond his job. That's what I'm trying to say. He was doing way, way beyond his job. And the CEO said he monitored him for 5 years, gave him extra activities, extra roles to play within the company. And when the guy was ready to retire, he nominated his staff as the CEO. So a lot of time when we talk about succession, yes, people think about family members and all of those that can outgrow our business. But it's not all family members that would be interested in our business. And that's the honest truth. We have businesses that have died as the CEO or founder dies because the children don't want to pursue that vision. But we need to start identifying people who have a good heart, treat them well, and then try to, I'm not saying you should immediately, give them all your account. No, please, it takes time. It takes a lot to also identify loyal staff, people who are loyal to you. It takes a lot and it takes a while. So please, I'm not saying after this call, go and give them your account. I want you to be my successful. No, let people grow at all times. Okay? Okay, I have a question from Oluwa Fumilayo Ewajesun. Where you have had a well laid out plan for your staff, how do you get them interested? I think I spoke about the need for you to engage. How do you get them interested when all they just concern about getting their salary? They're not interested yet. You have not sold the vision. I don't know when you joined this session, Oluwa Fumilayo. You need to start from the vision of the company. Let them see the vision. Let them feel a part of the vision. Ask them. When people join my organization, I ask them, this is the vision of my organization, to be the largest food and agro-allied organization in Africa. Where do you see yourself in this vision? Does this even align with your own personal vision? We've hired people that are visionless to run a business with a vision. Did you hear me? We have been hiring people that are visionless to run and work with a business with a vision. There's a misalignment. So let our hiring stop focusing on just skills areas or somebody referred you. Alaji, this person referred this. Find out their vision for their life. People don't have vision for their personal life. I want them to run your organization that you are not sleeping about. Your company's vision is on your head and you're running people that are visionless. It's not going to work. And that's why we need to start relooking at how we engage and manage people. Start with the vision. I'll tell you a story of my gate guy. My gate guy was hired before COVID, about 4 years ago. Well, guess what? I noticed that gate guy, you sleep at the gate or doing nothing. When this guy is less busy, he's always coming to meet me. Ma, is there anything I can help you with? I could sense that sense of, this guy is It's like he has brain, but his condition that is making crayfish to bend. At some point, my gate guy in 2021 or so, he said, his salary is small, that he was going to another place. He resigned. My gate guy resigned on a Saturday. After staying with us for 2 years, he resigned on Saturday. By Tuesday morning, I saw him at the gate. God day, his name is God day. You know, go again. Say, the place where I resume, the man is too wicked. He ran back. So that gave me a sense that he would rather stay where he's earning small salary with peace of mind than work with someone with big salary with stress. So we welcomed him back. Oh, you went to test somewhere, you have come back home. Guys, can I shock you? My gate guy, as I speak today, has turned to a driver. He's driving my neighbor. Whenever he's washing cars out the cars on the compound, he will collect the key and he will watch us as we are driving. And I also have a driver. So you watch the driver is driving. Sometimes you sit in the car with the driver. The driver is driving the car. You drive. When he's less busy, the one day you attempted to reverse from attempting. Someone, the driver put him through in the estate to put him through, and he was able to save some money. He went to driving school with his gatesman salary. He went to driving school, came back. As I speak to you, that guy is a driver and is earning double what he was earning as a gatesman. That's someone that has vision for his life. I'm just bringing it slow. When we talk about vision, it doesn't have to be something big. It's from people's behavior. It's from their mindsets. Ask them the vision for their life. If their vision is to complain, that's not vision. Somebody's vision can be to grow a career in one area and become somebody better. That is it. So, having issues. So let's start looking at how we hire people. People are visionless. People don't care. People just want to make money and then complain. Nobody wants to do anything. It starts from their mindset. Okay? And then very quickly, wow, I've done 1 hour, almost 1 hour. So very quickly, then the final step in managing people is, how do you motivate people? How do you engage? How do you discipline? Now, we can motivate people even with our words. Somebody is not doing right. How do you talk to your staff? Oh, your head is not correct. Your ear is blocked. Your hair is blocked. Your hair is blocked. You are saying somebody's ear is blocked and you're complaining is not listening. Already now, I'm not even I'm shaking any table in the house. Already, the guy cannot listen. You already told him in his mind that his hair is blocked. So the way we correct our staff, the way we correct people also matters. Let's make our words empowering. Let's make our words empowering. When people do things that are wrong, say it in a way that they would even know that. Just yes, sir. Thank you. My workers want me out of business. Honestly, that is the mindset. That's a mindset. You need to learn to talk to them and coach and let them understand the impact of the business. If your business runs down, opportunity to hire and employ people, it will run down. There's a ripple effect. People just need to understand how it works. And people need us leaders, business owners, to grow more entrepreneurial mindsets. I want to say that to every one of us on this call, 341 people on this call, well done, because you are people with exceptional mindset who are entrepreneurial. But you are a few out of the large population of people out there. It's not everybody that has entrepreneurial mindset. They don't have entitlement. Entitlement mindset, that's what people have. Entitlement. Everybody's entitled. It is me. It's entitlement. So you are one of the very few special people. And that's the honest truth. You are special. To run a business is not moi. It's special. So because you are working with people that are visionless, that are entitled, They need your leadership to grow them and shape them. So your role beyond running your business is also grooming younger people. Honestly speaking, it's grooming younger people who need help. Please, who need help. Yes, I agree. Employers are mean, honestly, true, poor motivation the way. Yes, a lot of people, please, can we just start seeing things differently and let's start making more impact with our businesses? It's not just about running a business, but growing people and lives is important. And let's look at how we talk to people. Let's change it. How we motivate people. It's really positive. Let's speak what we want to people's lives. Yes, you have people that are disloyal. You have people that they don't listen. But change how you talk to them and you see the difference. I'm talking about psychology. You see the difference. I'll tell you a story. So there's a story of a guy who has a 5 years old son. His son is always writing on the wall, which is, children now, 5 years. It's okay to always write on the wall. And he said you observe that he's been correcting that boy. Stop writing on the wall. Stop writing on the wall. One day he said he walked into his room. The boy was playing. And immediately the boy saw his father. He immediately ran to the wall and started writing. Do, 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 do. He said, the boy started writing immediately. He saw the father. Guess what? The father said he went to the boy and said, hey, come here. The boy came here. He said to the boy, you're a big man. Big men don't write on the wall. That was the last day that boy wrote on the wall. Do you know what the father has done? What has the father done? What has father have done? The father has just simply shifted his thinking. So the boy said, oh, I am now a big boy. I don't have to be writing on the wall. And that was what shifted it for him. He's upgraded his thoughts. Thank you. He's upgraded his thoughts. What a man. So yes, I feel you. Sometimes people do things that pains us. I've been there. I have been there. You give your all to your staff, to your people. Reverse psychology. Think you're mortal. I got the drift. You commit so much to people, and then they will come back and backstab you. It's okay. But let them know in their conscience that you've done your best. Honestly, that 1 minute praising would go a long way. I hope I'm making some sense. I have 30 more minutes more. I hope I'm making some sense. I have to shake table, but it's okay. And I'm on. All right. So honestly, thank you so much, everyone. And that's how it all starts from. So very, very quickly, let me just move to, well, we'll talk about work. Work has changed. In those days, it used to be, oh, you have to be in the office physically and all of those. But now work is changing. There are new skills. There are new skills as well that people are bringing to the workplace, digital skills, creative and innovation skills, and all of, those skills. The workforce is changing. We have younger people. There are people at the age of 20, early 20s, they are CEOs already. What do you do in that instance? Okay, there are young people who are CEOs, we have elder people who are CEOs. So the place of work is changing. A lot of people now want to work from home. I have young people who would ask, is the job remote? Is the job hybrid? And yet we still need physical people to work physically. We're in a world now that, like I mentioned earlier, we have multi-generation in the workplace. Everybody brings something to the table. There's a notion that, Gen Zs, they're entitled. Gen Zs, they lack resilience. Gen Zs, this, Gen Zs, then why? Then so there's a whole lot that people say about different generations. We all have our good side, but the goal for us as business leaders is how do we make the best of all the generations that we have in our workplaces? How do we bring out the best in everyone working for us? So understand what their strengths are, how do we coach and how do we manage and work with everyone together. So that's really a challenge that we face in the world of work now, rather than labeling that, oh, Gen Zs don't care, they just want things done their way, they don't show up at work, they don't this. I can let you know that once you understand and communicate better, it would really help us to get the best of the different generation. They all bring something to the table. Yes, some of them have their flaws, but with regards to how do we understand and help them manage it, and how do we coach and bring them up, so that as they are growing, I mean, sometimes they don't just show up at work, they don't call, they don't do anything, and yet they expect to be paid. It's not going to work. But we need to continually engage them, let them see the importance, and let them see what they need to do differently. Constant engagement, positive engagement, making them see what they need to do and why it is important. The generation we have now will always ask you, why? Mommy, why? Daddy, why? No sound. Please, if those that can hear, please let me know you can hear me. I'm hearing no sound. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so it's really understanding where there are opportunities for those generation and how we can make the best of those generation. Let's not discard or look down on any generation, but let's see how we can help the various generation as they all bring something to the table. I won't talk a lot about this. I mean, the traditional way of managing people on the left circle, the approach to managing people is, oh, you put your business first, your technologies in the middle, you focus on your business and technology. We now put people outside, so their focus, but that has evolved right now. It's people remain at the core of our businesses. People remain at the core of our businesses, right? Even if you are building technology, what is that technology solving, right? Your business is around people. Your business is designed so that you can solve a problem for customers and consumers so you can make money. At the same time, people remain at the core of how are you bringing those solutions to people based on your business offering of services. So let's put people at the center of our businesses. Once we get it right, our approach to building a sustainable business is putting people at the core of our businesses. When you put people at the core of your business definitely would grow in leaps and bounds. Okay, so next, okay. I mean, this just also to highlight that the work of now is putting people at the center, which is the experience that we create for people in the workplaces. No matter how small your business is, recognize people. People have done well, recognize them. They have not done well, discipline them. Yes, have a system in place where you issue queries, discipline them. At the same time, when they do well, let's recognize people as well. Let's give them a wholesome experience, let them feel that they are part of the business. They're not just working for the business. They're two different things. They are part of a business. They are not working for a business. Let me share you another story. Those of you that know me, I love to tell stories, which is why I post a lot of stories on LinkedIn, because I believe that in stories, there's a lot of principles and there's a lot of power that enables us to learn and talk about stories. So earlier this year, when we had the cash crunch issue, where a lot of businesses were crumbling. As HR, we had a meeting, with HR professionals in different organizations, just to understand what's going on in your organization, how are you coping, how is your business overcoming this cash challenge, or what are you doing, how can I learn from what you're doing? So we had a meeting, open meeting with different HR professionals. There was a lady that came on that call. I'll never forget her. She was in tears. I mean, it was a Zoom call. We couldn't see her, but you could hear from her voice. My company. People were complaining about how it impacts them. They are not able to have cash to go to work. Then people were talking about them. Guess what this lady said? Said, "Ma, I'm feeling for my company right now." I said, yes, we're all feeling for our company. You don't understand. My company is a loan financing company. Because of this cash crunch, people are not able to pay back. So it is affecting us. And because of that, because we cannot get money back that we borrowed out, my company is going to fold up. My company is going to fold up. And she was in tears. And this was someone who was not crying that she's going to lose her job. That was not why she was crying. She was not crying that she doesn't have cash. She was crying for the company. And this is an HR young lady was because she has so much passion for the company she works with. I mean, she enjoys the company. She feels a sense of it. She was crying that the company's books were looking very bad and it was looking like the company would crumble. And that sent me a message that this is someone that is so emotionally connected to her company. How can we achieve that? When people feel a sense of belonging, they don't feel, oh, your work is to come and do your job and I'll pay you. Maybe at the end of the month, Akukuma will pay you salary. No. We need to understand the purpose of the job, what problem the job is solving, how they contribute to helping the company to solve a problem for customers so the company can make money. They need to know that. But people don't know that. They just see that as a job. So when you get your people emotionally connected to your company, it helps them. So please, we are all leaders. We are all work in progress. Nobody's perfect, right? But let's start making a deliberate change in how we manage people, which is what this subject is all about. I won't bore you, but this is just a simple framework that to build that system. I was talking about system earlier today. Thank you so much for the feedback. You're enjoying the. I'm also loving this session. I love you guys. I love the audience. Gosh, you guys are the best audience so far. Thank you. I'm not going to bore you a lot, but this is just to give you an idea, of how to put system and structure in place for your people management. So governance, please have policies. Even though your company is young, it's okay. Please put policies in place. Otherwise, I tell people that you are hiring 10 people, for instance, 10 people are working from you, from 10 different ethnic groups, from 10 different languages, from 10 different backgrounds, from 10 different areas, from 10 different culture, from 10 different. So you have 10 different heads in quotes working for you. So you can imagine if you don't put policy in place, somebody will come and say, this is how we do it in Inewi. They'll bring the behavior to your office. This is how we do it in Abeokuta, Yoruba land. They'll bring the behavior to your office. This is how we do it in Efik. They'll bring the behavior to your office. This is how we do it in Igbo land. They'll bring it to your office. This is how we do it in Hausa land. So you don't have different cultural beliefs, behaviors in your office. How do you think that organization will be? It will be chaotic. So please, governance. Put policy in place. Policy around even things that is important. Can I be open to suggestion and change? Because let them know that when you come to this company, I have a policy. I want to go on leave. I won't take leave. There's a policy. I'm not coming to work. There's a policy. What does the policy say? You must let your line manager know, let the owner know by text message, latest by maybe 10 o'clock if you're not coming to work, But if you're not going to show up, the policy says that after 1 or 2 days, if you're not showing up, bring medical notes. If there's no medical notes, you have not earned salary for that day. So please put policies in place that will help shape the right behavior for the people working with you. Please, it's important. So, I talked about capability skills. Understand what are the skills that they have, what are the skills that you need. How do you bring in people? I talked about planning. How do you learn Learning and development is cheap now. Tell them this learning, how are you going to learn? What are you learning? What online? A lot of people are on social media, surfing social media at work. Give them challenge. Go and learn on leadership. Go and learn on communication. Go and learn on business writing. Go and learn on production and manufacturing. And come and tell me what you have learned. What you have learned, how do you bring it to this business? Yes. 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 People should start taking ownership for their growth in your company. It's not that my company must send me on training. There's training online, massive training. Let them go and learn and come back to you. Let them start, help them to hold themselves accountable. Please help them. It's not just about do job. No, help them to become entrepreneurial. You're an entrepreneur in your business. You're leading your business. You're driving your business. Help them to grow their own entrepreneurship as well. Help them. I mean, so this is just simple framework. Um, I'll share this slide so you can all have a copy. You know, uh, when your company grows big at the end of the day, it's how do you develop employees? I already mentioned, get them to have their own development plan and come and show you and say, okay, this is how I'm going to develop myself, and this is what I'm bringing to the company. Recognize them. I mentioned when they do well, please when you recognize people, it fires them up to do more. So please, constant engagement from communication, from how we communicate with them. Those are the things that inspires people, that helps them to gain trust. How do they understand the business goal? Change is constant. Somebody said it's going to lay off people. It's okay. It's okay to lay off, but when you lay off people, lay them with dignity. Lay them off with dignity, because it's a big change for them. Okay? Lay them off with dignity. Let them know that it's the situation of the business, but if anything comes up, you always reach out back to them. So all of these things just really to help us as business leaders to better manage people working for us. Leadership is important. I've talked about leadership. And for us all on this call, we are leaders. It starts with us. How are you able to communicate the vision to your people, the vision of your business? How are we communicating that to our people? How do we get them to understand it? So whenever they are doing is in line with the expectation that they should be doing, right? So delivering that is very important. There are different leadership styles. Because of time now, I'm rushing. Oh my God, I have 15 more minutes. Sorry. So there are different leadership styles because people are different, and that's the honest truth. There are some people that you will talk to left, right. The word will not enter their head, and that's the honest truth. There's nothing you can do. You go talk. The word will not enter their head. You're like, is this thing working? These O's, are they working? They will not, and there's nothing you can do. That's the way they are. Understand what works for them. There are people that is through discipline that you can shape them and get them to do things. So understand there are some people that they just need a bit of correction and support. There's some people that you have to be hard on them. That's the language they understand. Know what works for different people. And as a leader, you must be able to switch what works from one person to another person. I'll share a simple story. When I joined my organization 4 years ago, I had 9 managers reporting to me, 9 managers. So when I joined, I pushed people to perform. I was using that push, deliver, time. I was using it to, relate with my 9 managers. I realized that so there was a division in my team. Some people who were able to handle how I pushed them to work were delivering the work. Some people were not able to handle it, became very withdrawn, and I was not getting the best from them. And that's honest truth. So this is my mistake. I'm sharing my own personal life mistake that I had done with regards to managing people. What I did when I noticed that because I'm also a coach, I asked for feedback. A lot of us managers or leaders or business leaders, we don't like to take feedback. We believe because we own our business, it is what we want that we want. There's something called blind spots. You might be a leader because you own that business, and for that business to thrive, you need people. And if you're going to continue to work with people, please open your mind and accept feedback. Feedback is tough because people feel, oh, we are leaders. But you need feedback to be a better leader. And I went to them because I noticed some people were doing well, some people were not doing well. And it was important that everybody does well. So I went to them, I humbled myself. One of the traits of leadership is humility and ability to listen. So I asked for feedback. The guys who were not doing well said I was pushing them too hard. That was a red flag for me. And I said, Lara, you need to understand what works, what leadership style works for this person. What with leadership works for this. I mean, we all have children. I believe we all don't treat all our children the same way. There are some children that you will be harder on, and there are some children that you would you take it lesser on. Because children are different and individuals are different. So they gave me the feedback that was too hard, I was too this, I was too that, I was too that. Okay, let me go for the perspective. You are doing so. Thank you so much. And I took that feedback and I started working. So I started relating with them on an individual basis based on their strengths and on how they are. So I was able to readjust my leadership. I took that feedback, readjust my leadership. People that want to be pushed, I can push and get the best. People that just want me to give them additional direction. It's okay. You told me to do this, but additionally, can you help me break it further down so I can understand So I understood my team better and I was able to relate to them on, in a better way. Okay. All right. So understand your team, understand the leadership styles that work for every one of them. I find this very, very important. Honestly, when I asked initially, what has been your biggest frustration with your team members, with people who work for you? I heard a lot around the behaviors, and that's the honest truth. I heard a lot about behaviors, disloyalty, silly, making excuses, lack of competence, delays, all of those things. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Victor Chukwemeka. All of those things. But guys, can I tell you that that is what you see? Basically, the behaviors, the actions is what you see. But 90%, 90% of what you don't see with your korokoro are their beliefs, their background, their mindset. Somebody feels we are making money. I must take my own. The salary they're paying me is small. How can I make my own money? So them to saying that even you that is business owner, you are barely struggling with this business. They don't know that. They just know one inflow has entered, but they don't know the loan, the bank loan you have taken. They don't know about it. The cost of production that you are going through, they don't know. They don't know about it. The interest rate you are paying, they don't know about it. They say the business is running on. They don't know about it. Money. So your role is understand their thinking. What are you thinking? Where is this coming from? What's their value system? Somebody came from somewhere with a sense of entitlement. You ask him, I mean, what matters to you in life? Is this someone that will see something that is bad instead of them to contribute to make it good? They will go and be talking about it. Can you imagine? This thing is bad, this bad. What have you done to make it good? Honestly, and we all talk about government, but we see the behavior of people and you're wondering, are we not all in this Nigeria? So let's understand that the way people think, the emotions and the feelings is really what drive all the behavior we see. And we need to understand it's from those little things. I was at my children's PTA school, PTA meeting a couple of months ago. We have it every month, but there was one particular month that struck me. We're talking about children's behavior, and somebody said something that struck me is the what we don't realize is the way we train our children at home speaks to the kind of future employees we are building. And that's the honest truth. You have a child who has a sense of entitlement. Your child wants this. Hey, I want biscuit. You give. You don't want him to cry. Hey, I want an iPad at the age of 12. My child, I don't want my child to suffer. You give your child. Hey, I want this at a young age. Yeah. So we've not been training our children to be resilient, to have contentment. And then somebody gets into the workplace, grows up, goes to university, gets into the workplace, and is demanding salary increment without doing anything. So we need to understand that people come from different backgrounds. So how are we able to understand what drives them, and then how we are able to help them? So there's a whole lot happening in people's head that is leading to the visible results, poor performance that we are seeing. And as business leaders, to manage people better, know their background. Oh, timeout. Thank you, timeout. Know their background, know where they are coming from. That would really help you to manage them. For people that you know that this is a danger to my organization, please let them go. People that know is a danger, they would influence the others. You cannot be savior for everybody. Please let them go. It's very important, but our ability to understand that matters. Okay, as to wrap up, leading others as business owners to manage people effectively and leaders, let's lead others to win with us. Let's lead our people to win with us. How can we do that? How do we help people to win? Because when your people win, your business win. How do we do that? It's our responsibility to look at our employee life cycle, understand them. Let's role model. Let's role model for them. Let's create the right experience. Yes, your office might be small office, but when they come to the office, make them feel at home. Make them feel they're part of the vision of that company, and this company must succeed because it's on their shoulders. Encourage them. Create an environment. I know that we are very temperamental sometimes because you put in so much and then people just want to bring down your organization. Let's calm down. The way we shout and yell, so emotional intelligence for us business leaders. To lead people, we need a high dose of emotional intelligence. Honestly, we need a high dose. So stop allowing them to drive you crazy. They don't control you. Own your emotions. When you are yelling and shouting, because of the bad behavior of your employee, you've given them control. So you are controlling me. You are controlling me. Yeah, you are making me shout. No, but they've done something very upsetting, and you are calm, and you are saying, can you please excuse me for now, or give them straight feedback. You are in control. Stop allowing them to make you yell. I know the emotions that you feel, but calm down, control your emotion, be a bigger leader, and let them see the strength that you have. It's not easy. Honestly, these people can make you. I know it's not easy. It's not easy, but God will give us grace. God will give us grace. I'm not expecting everybody to quickly overnight, but let's be intentional about this and a step at a time. Okay, safe environment is not all about money. I tell people it's not all about money. When you create an environment where people feel that they can contribute to meaningfully, it helps them to bring their best to work. And let's then use technology. I talk about technology. I won't talk about the performance management. I was supposed to do a case study, but because of time, I cannot do case study.
Hello, hi, Laura. Yes, if everyone wants me to give an extra 15 minutes, of course, I can do that. Are you all agreeing to this for an extra 15 minutes?
Okay, let's
Okay, so we have an extra 15 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So the next 15 minutes, please read the case study on the slide, and let's just talk about it as we wrap up. Okay? Share your ideas. Extra 25. I have to go about work. Okay, so 15 minutes. Let's just give 5 minutes to read this, and then we'll discuss it in 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap up. Thank you. Let me get water. Okay, so please feel free to share your thoughts whilst we learn. Let's follow policy. After how you talked about it.
Ibuku, so sorry, so sorry. Please fill in the attendance form if you are about leaving us on this meeting. You can fill in the attendance form as it has already been shared. So please and please just pardon us for 15 more minutes, please. Thank you. Yes, you will get the recordings to this session later. So please, if you have something doing, of course, you can just log out, but quickly fill in the attendance form before you do. But please, for those that stay on here, we just need 15 minutes extra, please, so she can round off. Thank you.
Oh, boss, please don't feel bad, please. Boss, don't feel bad. Honestly, we're all work in progress, and that's all that I can say. We're all work in progress as leaders, and every day we are getting better. Every day we are getting better. So thank you so much. But it's okay. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. So the feedback is coming in, yes, and I can read a lot of comments in the chat. I'm happy that everybody is not pointing finger at the people. It's more around are they leadership. I like to just wrap up and say that for people to be at the best, we need our leaders to be at their best. The onus right lies on us as business owners, as leaders, as much as possible, is to be the best leader. As you're leading your business, it's important that you are a good leader. And leadership starts from self. I mean, there's a slide that I will need to say because of time. Yeah, because of time. So I'll just wrap up to say it starts with the vision and the purpose for your businesses. Then it moves to the culture that we curate. The culture we create from our mindset, from the values that we accept, from the behaviors we accept and don't accept. And on the long run, it positively drives our business. When you have the right people, the right leadership within your company, your profit would grow. People management and leadership has impact on your business profitability. You cannot just focus on business. I want to make money, make money, make money, and then neglect the people aspects. When you focus on the people aspect, it invariably also helps drive your business profitability, your profit margins, your market share, even your time to market. When you have more people doing their work well operationally, time to market is better. They bring more innovation, they bring more solution for your business, and they help satisfy your customers because they are well satisfied. When your internal employees are satisfied, your external employees will equally be satisfied. So on that note, I just want to say thank you to everyone, and thanks for the feedback and the comments in terms of the activity. The whole lesson was for us to learn from one another. That was why I asked that people should just put in their comments there so we can all learn one from another. I'm happy that the majority of the responses talks, spotlights a day as the need to be a better leader than he is. Okay. Thank you. I think we have just a few more minutes. If there's any question, 10 more minutes. If there's any question, so I can take them.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on board. Thank you for that insightful session. Of course, again, I wasn't expecting anything less. Of course, it's Mrs. Omalara Yeko. So, of course, thank you. Thank you. This was, again, beyond our minds, and thank you for sharing those insights and your time as well. So again, we're going to be taking 3 questions, but we'll be taking that from those that want to speak. If you want to speak, just let me know. Queenette, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, please. Good afternoon, everyone.
Please go ahead with the question.
Can you hear me? Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you so much for the wonderful section. I would like to get your contact, like your social media handles and all that. But my question is, for those of us still trying to structure our business, can we get like a business structure system? I don't know the name to call it. A tool that can help us structure our business better.
Okay.
Can you recommend? I think when I came in, you mentioned something like that, but I didn't quite get what it was.
Okay.
Manage our business. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So with regards to structuring your business, first and foremost, you need to be very clear what aspects of your business you need to structure. Is it the entire business or a certain process within your business? That's one. Because this is not I'm not going to advertise for any brand or any tool, but you can ask, you can make inquiries in your industry with regards to what tool are they using, what are the benefits that the tool is offering them, are there any challenges, and then you can take a decision from that. I will not be able to give a particular brand because for obvious reasons, it's going to mean I'm endorsing one brand for everyone and I've not been paid for advertisement. But I would encourage you to make inquiries within your industry. What business tool are they using? And then from there, you can take your decision.
Thank you so much for that amazing answer. So let's go on to the next person. Maria, please can you unmute yourself? Agoro Maria Luashim. Please go ahead with your question.
Okay, good afternoon, house. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, please, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can. You're clear and audible.
Okay. Okay. I want to ask a question on what if you have one of your staff is hardworking, that is, he doesn't come on time, and you've corrected him for some time and he still keep on with that. What should I do?
Okay.
And I don't want to lose him because he's hardworking. What should I do?
Great question. Number one, have you found out why does he come in late? Have you asked him why does he come in late? Is it transport? Is it that he wakes up late? Is that where he stays is far? Or he does double work, he goes all night to work somewhere and then comes late? Have you asked him to those
You know,
questions?
when I asked him, he do give various excuses. It's not what he said today, he's going to say tomorrow. So I get tired, I was like, should I leave him or, quit him?
Okay. Do you know where he stays? Do you know where he stays? Do you know
Yes,
the
I
area
do.
where it comes from? And
Yes, yes.
from your judgment, does
Okay.
he does I mean is attendance should attendance be an issue from your judgment? For instance, my office is in
Okay,
Apapa and
yeah.
somebody works in Ikorodu, so
Okay.
attendance should be an issue. So one, you need to ask
Okay.
him, try and coach him. If he's a good guy, hardworking, like you said. So first and foremost, I think you should coach him. What time do you leave?
Okay.
What time do you wake up? What time do you wake up?
Okay.
What time do you get to
Okay.
the bus stop? And all of
Okay.
those. So you see that he needs to wake up earlier,
Okay.
right? So try and give him advice, coach him at first. If you don't see any improvement, then you need to discipline him and say, I'm giving you
Okay.
suggestions and ideas on how to come early. If you
Yes.
don't follow
Yes.
through, then I would have to discipline you. But sometimes he might not know that he needs to improve on his personal time management, or maybe I don't know, it
Yes.
can be anything, but find out, help coach him, and afterwards, please,
Okay.
you might have to reprimand him.
Okay. Thank you, Ma. I really appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Lara. I think we'll have to take one more. I'm actually looking for a male. Everyone here is female. Okay, let's have this is Amina. Let's have Amina. Hi, Amina. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Light. Good afternoon, Mrs. Lara. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Talking about, I sent a message that I have my husband doing my financials. I have someone doing my design. Not that I have two other people like that doing designs, but I have one particular person doing my design. I have someone doing my printing and other things like that. But when I'm to write my business plan or SME grants, I do see how many workers do you have? How do I put that? Because you made mention of what's it called? Full staff, seasonal staff, and rest like that. How do I put my own?
How many workers do you have working for you?
That's very. I work. I don't even. Only me.
Okay. Okay. So when you ask them how many workers, so maybe one of the things you can do is to quantify workers, maybe consultants. So in your instance, I would want to say your husband is your consultant.
Yes.
Okay? So you might not have direct workers, but you have consultants supporting your business.
Okay.
So because he's your consultant, even though he's doing your business, he's not paying you, but it's okay, but he's consulting for you. He's not giving you laughter.
Because I do have problem with that. Right? How many workers?
No.
And I would like 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. Like.
Yeah. So if you have consultants, you can put consultants, or you can consultants or part-time. So you can group them because they also work for you, but it's just that the terms of working is different. So you can capture the numbers of people working for you appropriately, under the kind of work that they do. I don't know if there's any other suggestion in the house. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma.
Okay, can we take one more question?
Yes, one more.
Okay, let's have Ola. Hi, Ola. Hi, Ola. Can you unmute yourself? Okay, since Ola is not coming on, let's have Kings. Kings, kindly unmute yourself. Hello, Kings.
So there's a question in the chat room though.
Okay, then we may have to take a question
Okay, so
there.
how do you handle, sorry, can we take a question from Hasian Naturals?
ASEAN, okay.
Yes. How do you handle, how do you handle a staff who takes a day off on a Monday without your permission? No, he wasn't here. And he turned his phone off so he can't reach him, only to call and apologize the next day and promise he will not do it again. How best can this be handled? Because I intend delaying his salary and deducting from his salary. He has not worked. So let him know the implications. I like when we say we intend to, but make it clear to him before you do it. So make it clear to him that going forward, and that's why I talk about policy. And sometimes we think because we run small business, we don't need policy, and people behave anyhow. This is an example. You just show up and behave anyhow because there's no policy. Do policy, let him sign that he has read and understood that I have to come to work every day. He will sign it. And my failure to comply with this policy means I am subject to disciplinary issues. Okay, now. Make a policy, let him to read and sign, and that I'm subject to disciplinary issue. And then there's no problem. So you should like, you don't show up. Then take the right disciplinary actions. Put a policy in place.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I actually unmuted her or him, but we can't hear you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lara. Thank you for coming on board. Thank you. So good to see you. Of course, still online, but of course, we're definitely going to be meeting up physically soon enough. Thank you so much for this amazing session.
Thank you, everyone. Well done on your leadership as exceptional leaders running businesses in this Nigeria. You guys make Nigeria proud. You put Nigeria on the global map. You are contributing positively to the economy of Nigeria. Beyond the economy of Nigeria, please contribute positively to the people growth of Nigeria. Thank you. Well done, everyone. Thanks for having me, SMEDAN. Thank you, Light. Thank you to the Foundry.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But before we go, we normally do it. It's more like a ritual. We love to take a picture with our facilitator. So we would love everyone to come on the video, and so we can have a full picture with our facilitator for today. Hi, everyone. Please, if you're still, if your video is still off, please put it on. Let's have a video with our facilitator for today. I'm sure you're excited. You've learned a lot from her. So again, would love you to take a screenshot as well and also post on your social media pages, letting us know what you learned from today's session. Of course, you're going to be tagging her as well. We'll be sharing her social media handles on the group. So please ensure to tag us to your learnings from today's session and also showing, sending a note of appreciation to her as well. So thank you all so much for coming on board. Ensure to take a screenshot, please, and please. Ensure to take your own screenshot as well. Thank you so much, Mrs. Omalara. Thank you. We hope you have a blessed day ahead. Thank you once again.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bye.
So please, everyone, I'm sharing the attendance form again. So please, if you're yet to fill in the attendance form, ensure you do that before you log out of today's session. And of course, the recordings, the replay for today's session is going to be available to you. Everyone will have access to the replay, so you can go back again to watch or rewatch all that have been shared in today. I saw some messages coming in about the network glitches and all of that. I'm so sorry about that, but please ensure that when the link to the replay is shared, you can as well go back and watch all of the things that you missed. Thank you all so much for coming aboard, for making our time for us today. And again, we'll continue tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be having a financial management session. Please, I'm sure it's not a session that any business owner should miss. So please make it a date with us again tomorrow. We are having a financial management session. So please join us tomorrow. Thank you so much for making our time. I understand as business owners, of course, you have business to run, and of course, you actually left that for a bit just to be committed to today's meeting. So thank you all so much for that commitment. Once again, if you're yet to fill in the attendance form, I will share it again. Please endeavor to fill in the attendance form before you log out of today's session. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I know some questions shared via YouTube were not answered, but I'm going to share it across to our facilitator so she can share answers later, as we've gone way beyond time. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming on board. I'll be giving an extra 5 minutes, though you may not see me or you may not hear me speak, but please ensure to fill in the attendance form before logging out of today's session. And once again, I'm going to be sharing our facilitators' social media handles. So please tag her to your learnings from today's session. Don't just post your screenshots and tagging us. We want to hear from you what you learned from today's session, how it impacted you, and also what you're going to be putting to work based on what you learned from today's session. So please we ensure, I hope to see all of your tags. Anyways, I've been seeing a lot of tags from all of that session. To those who have been tagging us, thank you so much. To those who are yet to, please ensure you start doing that. Once again, thank you. Have an amazing day and see you all tomorrow.